Good morning. Last video before Christmas. Not much to report yesterday, but let's take a look. As I said, the Portuguese matches were the banker matches. Fulham and Nottingham Forest, well, tight. That's what you get with Sean Dyche away from home. And it took a Raul Jimenez penalty. Don't talk to me about 45 minutes penalties. Remember yesterday or the day before, we nearly had that 0-0 at half time. And that was it. It's archetypal of these kind of score odds. 2.63 the favourite, absolute unknown quantity this match. But Fulham are gathering points at home. They need to. Sunderland win, Wolves win, but they're playing sides newly promoted or in trouble. But a really good set of results. Again, Leeds, again, newly promoted. So the form doesn't really hold up to much scrutiny, but at least they're gathering points at home. Nottingham Forest, under new management, of course, can be hit or miss. Either 3-goal heroes or not getting very far, as has occurred in 2 out of 3 recent matches. So nothing doing there for me yesterday. Well, Benfica will be delighted to have avoided yet another score draw against, I think it's the top 12 in the Portuguese Primeira Liga. Remain unbeaten this season, a special one side, and it took a penalty for them to get a win against Famalicão. Very poor performance, to be honest. But this is got the special one written all over it, hasn't it? 1-0 win, scraping by. But they are remaining unbeaten, but they've got a long way to go to catch up with Porto, who did exactly what I expected them to do yesterday. Clean sheet, I think, was it 12 clean sheets this season, something like that, and unexpected goals against, which Arsenal would be purring about. Theirs is about 0.5. So you're not going to score against Porto unless you're very, very lucky. Goal before half-time as well. You know what I mean. 1.3. 20 minutes at 0-0, back 0-1, 0-2. Any unquoted in the half-time score market. 0-3, 1-3, any other away score. Ticking all the boxes. Exceptional form for this Porto side at the moment. I don't know why they've suddenly clicked into gear, but they are doing a superb job at the moment. Maybe having Diego Costa in goal. He's so ugly. He's scaring the opposition's forward line from scoring. That could be the only reason for these clean sheets. And Atletico Bilbao continue their poor form. Espanyol dispensing with their 1-0 itis. Their manager will be delighted that they've got 2 goals in the bag. Not sure how I would have played this or if I would have played this. Atletico Bilbao so poor. Espanyol on a quick run of 1-0s. So if they concede, that's that 1-0 plan out the window, isn't it? As you see here with, well, that's Balieros. This is the Copa del Rey. But 3 consecutive 1-0 wins in La Liga. Difficult, therefore, to trust them, given the opposition scoring the first goal. So, not really a coupon which set the world alight. The 2 banker bets in the Portuguese Primeira Liga picking themselves, really, and getting the wins to 0. We're expecting a little more from Benfica, given the fact that they are score drawing against so many sides at home. You'd have expected a special one to be aiming for 2 goals, wouldn't you? Quick look at today's trading angles, and then we'll have a look at the Christmas period and when I'll be back and when I won't. I won't be speaking to you tomorrow or Christmas Day, of course. Boxing Day, it's a championship, but we'll get on to that. My thanks first must go to Dave for sharing his spreadsheets, compounding spreadsheet, and also his tracking spreadsheet. So that's something I want to model and put into an AI app. And talking of apps, I've found a horse racing app, which a couple of you have asked for. Of course, there's no analysis today. This is what I call a consensus app. What I've taught it to do is to look at all of the tips throughout the freely available websites that are out there and just give you the analysis, the main bet of the day. And we're looking for lively outsiders. So we're looking at decent odds. from a horse racing perspective, looking ideally at each way as well. This will probably get going, wouldn't it? Boxing Day. Nap of the day. Place pot as well. I know one or two of you have asked about the place pot because it's a big ka-ching, isn't it, when that comes in. So this is a consensus app. I've got one for football as well. And I'll be preparing my football apps for you over the coming 2 or 3 days, so we can get them to you by the end of this week, those of you who have requested a trial for these apps. And thank you very much for requesting a trial. So I want to see what they're like in the real world. So that would be excellent. So nothing today, but I found the horse racing tipster app for those of you who have asked for it. Today's football though, let's have a look. Al Ittihad of Saudi Arabia. Well, this is how it goes in these competitions. Al Ittihad will concede the first goal. Al Ittihad will end up winning the match. It's as simple as that. Is this Ronaldo's team? I'm not too sure. The Saudis, they've got to win. It's as simple as that. Big bucks being paid to big names to play in a Mickey Mouse league. But this is the Champions League. So if you're going to be trading, I would put this down as a potential banker bet. I know the odds are screaming out banker as well. But when you get a Saudi side or a Qatari side at home and fancied, and if they concede first, stick with them because they're highly likely to pull off the win. Quite comfortably so as well. If you can get anything over evens, but Al Ittihad today, might see that as a bit of value. Arsenal against Crystal Palace. The first thing you should note is the competition. Now, back in the old days, when UK.Soccerway wasn't butchered, we could look at form for Arsenal and Crystal Palace in the Premier League, in the FA Cup, in the League Cup, in the EFL Cup. We could look at it in a filter format. So instead of these odds, which you see are mirroring Soccer 24, they're a mirror of Soccer 24. It's all about Bet365 now, this website. Back in the old days, you had Premier League, EFL Cup, FA Cup, pre-season friendlies, XYZ Cup, League Cup, etc., etc. You could actually dig out the form lines by competition. Now it's just awful. Absolutely useless, to be perfectly honest with you. Let's have a look, see if we can get something out of this. You can see this is quite simply mirroring Soccer 24's layout now, which makes coming here absolutely pointless. What we really want to see is whether Arsenal are up for the EFL Cup. It's just not user friendly anymore. It's a real shame because this was your go-to website for checking out friendlies, etc. They've split it up, but it's not right, is it? We need to see if they're up for the cup or not, but we just don't know. So I'll leave that one up to you. You know, it's a derby. We've got Arsenal vying for the title, with Aston Villa breathing down their necks with that amazing record. Crystal Palace as well. I can't give you any angles at all. Up to you if you wanted to play that or not. But let's have a look at Victoria Guimaraes against Sporting Lisbon. Sporting Lisbon, I would suggest, would be top 3, top 4. But they've got a way to do. Oh, they're second. So are they yet another unbeaten side in Portugal? Let's have a look. So instead of going to Soccerway, you can go to soccerstats.com. Pork and cheese is here. And we scroll down. Guimaraes and Sporting Lisbon. So we'll click on that. And we'll scroll down and have a quick look through. Looks like Sporting are yet another unbeaten side in Portugal. Or are they? No, they've had the one defeat against the unbeaten Porto. Local derby. Luke de Jong, William Gomez and Nejuan Perez with an own goal to get the Sporting Lisbon single goal there. So only the one defeat all season for Sporting, but away from home. Do you see a general pattern? Well, they've had a number of wins, but that ended against another unbeaten side in Benfica. So the only team they're dropping points against are the established top 5: Porto, Braga, Benfica. So you're not expecting any surprises against Guimaraes unless this lot turn up ultra defensively again. But note the teams they're playing against, and note the teams they've lost to: Benfica, Porto, and a few others as well. This will give you a little more context into where Guimaraes are and how they get on against the big boys. By the way, Fulham, no draw in 14. That was an angle, wasn't it, yesterday? What a pity they scored first half. That would have been a good angle for the second half. Just reminds me of that. Scored in the last 14, unbeaten in 10. So scored in the last 14. Remember that. The Guimaraes are leading this evening. And this is quite simple, isn't it? They failed to score in all bar one match. Home and away against the top 8. Play second today. This is a Sporting Lisbon who have got 100% wins against 6th and lower. So we're expecting a win today, but it might be a bit of a huff and a puff. You've got that single goal win, playing 7th today. Single goal win there. So it might be a bit of a difficult one. But Guimaraes are showing that they have trouble even scoring when it comes to the big boys. And that's a surprise. Gil Vicente up there this season. So you've got yourself another potential banker bet in Portugal. We're expecting a comfortable afternoon for Sporting, but they do have that one goal in it problem, don't they? Looking at the goals for and against. No, sorry, home for the home side, away for the away side. Sporting, if they're in trouble, you can look at the last 15 minutes of away matches. They can get themselves out of a fix. 5 goals scored in the last 15. If they are in trouble, that's where they're going to get out of jail. Simple as that, isn't it? No 0-0s at half-time away for Sporting Lisbon. No 0-0s this season. So if it's 0-0 at half-time, you know what to do. 2 0-0s at half-time at home for the home side. None at full-time for Guimaraes. So it looks another banker bet, doesn't it? And do get used to using soccerstats.com. Caldas and Braga, well, you're expecting Braga to do a number. But again, what we need is an old-fashioned uk.soccerway.com, so we can look at the Taça de Portugal in isolation, see whether Braga are up for the cup or not. Well, my old pal Zambia, where I was born, getting a 1-1 draw yesterday in the African Cup of Nations. Delighted to see that. Again, you'll need the FIFA rankings here just to get an idea if you are to play the African Cup of Nations today. They've got the previews here as well, but it's all about, I think, the FIFA World Rankings. Egypt struggled to get a 2-1 win despite a huge gap in the rankings. So we're looking at CAF, I think, for Africa. And let's bring that tab down so we can do a DR Congo. So we've got 2 Congolese sides. DR Congo 56 in the world rankings are playing Benin 92nd. So we know that Senegal should be the highest ranked African side, 19th, playing Botswana 138th. So you stick that down as banker material, I would say. Huge rankings differential. Nigeria, they owe me $12 million, by the way. If a recent email is to be believed. 38th in the world rankings, playing Tanzania 112th. So anything outside the 100, you might want to have a look. Tunisia as well should be up there or thereabouts with Senegal. 41st. Well, not as highly ranked as I thought. Uganda, 85th. So really for me, Nigeria outsiders in brackets, but Senegal certainly, you stick them on your banker list along with Sporting Lisbon today. Yes, the bankers tend to be short odds, don't they? But they tend to be short odds for a reason, because they look reliable, don't they? Just want to make you aware of the blog. I've got a great app working for me, giving you some really interesting articles. 10 straight wins for Unai Emery's Villa. What's the reason for that? Probably a certain Rodgers, I would suggest. So do have a look at these. They're interesting articles. I try to make them relevant to you from a trader's perspective as well. We've got the January transfer window coming. We've had some flops, haven't we, from the summer window? And are they going to correct these flops, the big names, or are they going to nail down the hatchets and stick with them, Guimaraes, etc.? Christmas period, well, you're not going to be hearing from me tomorrow, but you've got yet another set of African Cup of Nations matches. You know what to do now, don't you? Algeria and Sudan. Algeria should be up there, shouldn't they? But they are a very hit and miss, despite having some quality players. Sudan, this is 34th against 117th. So anyone outside the top 100, I think, are gettable. Ivory Coast, Cote d'Ivoire, I think. So they're making it difficult for me to find. How about IVO? There we go. Cote d'Ivoire, 42nd in the world rankings. Mozambique, 102nd. Potential there as well. Those ones, as you know very well, 2.3 the favourite. Short shrift. Don't forget your Saudi Arabian sides at home tend to deliver. Tend to concede first and then conveniently go on and win comfortably. Christmas Day, of course, will just be the Muslim nations largely playing the footy. And we come back to the 26th. Now, I don't know what I'm doing on the 26th, but as you know, I'm in Guernsey with my elderly parents. Need to be spending time with them. If we don't have any plans, of course, I will be jumping on here and getting stuck in. Anything stand out initially without having to research? I won't be researching too much of this. You know the reason. 2.38 the favourite, already telling you it's a tough match to unpack. But Coventry are odds on at home today against the Swans. Recent match against Wrexham, Derby style match. Look at Ipswich away from home. That's an indicator that they're not to be relied upon as they are at home. They're not the same away from home. Looking at English League One, Bolton are the shortest priced favourite there against Rotherham. Is this a local derby of sorts? Not too sure. Cardiff against Exeter, the only real standout odds on. I won't be researching any of these leagues, I'm afraid. It's just, you've been with me. It's just hopeless, isn't it? They can do everything. 3.5 expected goals against, 20 shots on target, 15 shots off, and they end up losing 3-0. You get the idea. So it looks like a poor old coupon, really, on Friday. Saturday, we get the Premier League returning. So I will start researching properly on Saturday. You can see the German Bundesliga is missing, and all of the other major leagues will be having their winter break because they are very, very wise indeed. Sunday as well, we've got the big names back, and we continue on through during the week with the English dominating really the fixture lists. Roma against Genoa. What chance, a 1-0 or a 2-1 in that one? So I don't know if you're going to be playing the African Cup of Nations. If you are, use the FIFA World Rankings. I will be installing a Patreon at YouTube. I need to ensure that I get enough income coming in from Football Trading Profits to make it worth my while, because I put in a lot of hours for you. Do subscribe to YouTube. I'm hitting 400 mark now. Very, very close to breaking 400. If you haven't subscribed, please do. I'm going to be turning some of these articles into videos in 2026 with the help of my old showbiz pal, Artificial Intelligence. All remains for me to say, wish you all a merry, very, very Merry Christmas. I hope you have a better Christmas than Wolverhampton Wanderers fans do. I won't be seeing you tomorrow or Christmas Day. I might be seeing you Boxing Day, but certainly we'll be seeing you on the Saturday for the return of the Premier League. But we'll be slightly shorn of our old friends, the German Bundesliga, and I think the Spaniards might be having a break as well, a siesta. I'm not too sure, but the Italians are still going strong, and us Brits, of course, will be playing football in the sleet, the snow, with the big orange balls. Have a great day. Have a great Christmas, and I'll see you again Boxing Day, or if not, the day after. And wait for news on those apps. They'll be coming to you very soon, members.